Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you. Can I have Kartal? Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Yashoda Nandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Yashoda Nandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस शील भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की श्री श्री ब्रह्म मध्व गौड़ीय गुरु शिष्य परंपरा की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की वृंदावन धाम की मथुरा धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की, मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की, गंगा मैया जमुना मैया की, तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की, गोलोकिर प्रेम धन कलिनाम संकीर्तन की, इथाई गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. I am asked to speak about Vaishnava Acharya. So I would like to speak on Saint Tukaram. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in his South India Yatra, he came to a place, very famous place called Pandharpur in Maharashtra. And it is there Chaitanya Mahaprabhu initiated Tukaram in Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. So Srila Prabhupada writes that Tukaram Sankirtan Mandali also resembles Gaudiya Vaishnava Kirtan, and he preached the Bhagavad philosophy through his abhangas or his poems. So Tukaram appeared in 1608, and at that time the situation all over was not conducive for bhakti. So many few acharyas have written about their own, how they have appeared in this world. So Tukaram also has written about his own, how he has, why he appeared in this world. Although these abhangas are Marathi, I will translate. How many people know Marathi here? Any Marathis? No, very good. So, but still I have to quote it, because otherwise I will not be able to explain to you properly. So there are many abhangas, but I will just take only the sense. Dharmache rakshana karne pakhanda khandana bijavada bhave nama hechi amha karne kama. So he said he has appeared for protection of dharma, dharmache rakshana, and karne pakhanda khandana. So also to speak or eradicate or demolish the principles against the religion. So it is a duty of a preacher, when he is preaching, he also has to demolish or refute the principles which are not against not for the benefit of religion or benefit of dharma. So that is the duty. Krishna also, he comes whenever he appears. He establishes dharma and he diminishes all the people and the philosophies which are not according to dharma. So Tukaram, he said, he appeared. Dharmacha rakshana karne pakhanda. Pakhanda means against the religious principle. So what is dharma is also explained in the Bhagavatam. Veda pranahito dharmo adharmasya viparyayaha. So what is dharma and what is adharma means Veda pranahito dharmo. What is sanctioned by the Vedas means jnana, which is coming from the disciplic succession from Krishna himself. That is jnana, that is dharma. And whatever is against, whatever is against that is all adharma. It's very simple. So to establish that, he has come. So and then bija vadavave nama. So in Kali Yuga, the main principal dharma is Harinam Sankirtan. So he said, I have come to preach and sow the seed of Harinam in each and everyone's heart. So that is the main principle. Harinam Sankirtan is the Yuga Dharma of this Kali Yuga. So he has appeared to spread the holy name. And then in another Abhanga, he explains that Amhi Vaikuntha Vasi Alo Yachi Karanasi Bolileje Rusi Satsabhave Vartavya. So Amhi Vaikuntha Vasi, so what does it mean? He says that I have come from Vaikuntha. Alo Yachi Karanasi, why I have come here? Bolileje Rushi, whatever is spoken by Vyasadev, Sats Bhave Vartavya. Sats means Sakshatkar. To experience and then preach. Sometimes people just preach and they do not have any experience. So, Tukaram has appeared from Vaikuntha. So, how many of us appear where we have come from? We don't even remember. But pure devotee never forgets where he came from. So, that's why he's saying, I have appeared from Vaikuntha. And he knows the purpose also, to establish the principles by, whatever principles are established by Srila Vyasadeva, that is principles of Gita and Bhagavad. So, this is the way he explains himself how he has appeared. Now, when he appeared, so many, especially the part of Maharashtra, Karnataka, Andhra and Gujarat at that time, the central Maharashtra was completely, influenced by karmakandas. People, for the namesake, they are following religions. And for their idea of religion is to go to temple and ask God for their material benefits. And if it doesn't give, then he is not God. They will go to somebody else. So in this way, the karma-kanda theory, earn some punya or pious credit, or to get some material benefit. Even today, that's what people understand dharma or adhyatma or going to temple means. Why people go to temple? People go to temple just to ask something. Give me this, give me that, give me this, give me that. And it is never ending. The order supply, goes on all the time. So the purpose of religion is not go to temple to ask something, for material benefit. Purpose of temple is to go and learn who the God is and what is my relationship with him. And the Brahmana there is supposed to be the preacher and teacher to teach others how to establish the same deity worship in home. So that temple is a university where you come and learn what is the dharma, who is God, what is my relationship with him, and how I can establish that relation, and how I can worship God 24 hours of my day and life. So you learn that while coming to the temple. And you can see there is a difference between ISKCON temples and other temples. ISKCON temple, there are no much rituals. It's temple for preaching. And that is the difference between so-called dharmic temples and ISKCON temples. And that is what the purpose of temple is, to train everyone, no discrimination, to train everyone to serve God and let everyone know who God is. So Tukaram says that is the purpose I have come here, to establish the principles of religion. So when you do this, naturally, so-called religious people, they get offended. So-called religious people, they get angry. So that is how at the time of Tukaram was. So so-called Brahmanas, so-called scholars, and so-called Pandits of that time, they became very much against Tukaram. And they wanted to drive him away from his place where he was preaching. So one of the Brahmana, in the same village, he complained to his senior Brahmana, who is in the other village, that this Tukaram is completely destroying the religion, completely destroying Dharma Marga. He is Dharma Bhrashta. He is making all Dharma Bhrashta. He is polluting the Dharma. He is polluting the principles of Dharma. So what he does, he just tells everybody, Kali Yuga, there is no need to do anything. Kali Yuga, you don't need to do anything. Just chant the name of Krishna. That is enough. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Just simply chant Hare Krishna. There is no other religion in Kali Yuga. So that is the reason everyone becomes offended. And that is the reason everyone becomes angry with him. Why? Because simple people took this principle and they started chanting Hare Krishna. Everybody, the farmers, and many Brahmanas were also there in that. So these Brahmanas, those who are envious of Tukaram, they became very angry. So they went to a nearby village, nearby city, and from there they called a Ram Shastri, another Shastri who was Rajamanya, who was, awarded by the king as a Rajamanya. And they complained to him, this Tukaram is completely destroying, these principles of religion. You have to do something. Now he comes to Dehu, where Tukaram is preaching. And at that time he confronts him. He said, who gave you authority? Because Tukaram was born in a Shudra family, and by actions or by karma, he was Vaishya, because he was doing a grocery business. At the same time, he was a money lender. So his family tradition. So when he started preaching, he had lost everything, so he had nothing. But just by birth, he was Shudra. So these Brahmanas, they were saying, you are Shudra. Shudra have no right to read or to speak about Vedas. And why you are doing all these things? You are not supposed to. You're not supposed to speak about Vedas. And what to speak, having so many followers listening to you and they are chanting Hare Krishna, you have no authority. And also you are writing poems, which is called Abhangas, to encourage others so that they can hear Harikatha, they can chant the name of Krishna. So he was encouraging and inspiring everyone. So when this Brahmana comes to this town, Dehu, he sees that everyone in the village is just chanting the name of Krishna. They are all reciting the Abhangas of Tukaram, and everyone is engaged in their service, whatever their profession was. So Tukaram says, what is Krishna consciousness? It's very simple. Chant the name of Krishna, do whatever work you have to do. Mukhi Rama, Hati Kam. So simple, right? Whatever you are doing, just keep on chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And you do whatever work you are supposed to do. No matter. You don't have to stop your work. You don't have to give up your family. So he was saying that these simple instructions, this simple message, so many people in that area were following. And they were happy whatever they get. And they will come together in the evening in the temple of Vitthal Rukmini, which is Krishna. So Tukaram will give his pravachans, and thousands of people will dance and in his kirtan and listen to his katha. So when this Brahmana came, he saw all these things and he found out, yes, it is true. So this Tukaram is unnecessarily getting honored because he was also not that much honored, even not being a Brahmana. He was Rajamanya, but not Lokamanya. People were not respecting him. Because somehow, nowadays you can please somebody and get any award, up to Nobel Award. You can get any award in this world. So award doesn't mean that you know everything. So these people, they could not understand the simple principles of Dharma, what Tukaram was preaching. So this Pandit, when he came, he saw every villager is practicing what Tukaram is saying. Simply they are chanting the name of Krishna and they are engaging in their service, and everyone has Japamala on their neck. So he was surprised to see, because his preaching was not making any effect, because only dry philosophy will not attract anybody. So even though he was an eloquent Sanskrit scholar, but philosophy, he can talk eloquently, but people do not understand anything because he is so scholarly, and it doesn't matter whether people understand or not. The scholars, they want to show their scholarship. Whether common people, whether they understand or not, doesn't matter to them. So, but the devotees are very simple. They are not scholarly. They want to change the heart of people. They want to change people's life. So their words are very simple, but very much influential, very much attractive to the heart. Because bhakti is coming from heart. So when some devotee speaks, immediately it attracts. So dry philosophy doesn't attract. So this Brahmana, he was very scholarly, but there are no followers. He didn't have very few followers who are like Sanskrit Pandits. And Tukaram, even though he was not Guru, he didn't accept any disciple, but hundreds and thousands of people were chanting Hare Krishna, they were having the neck beads and Tulsi Mala on their neck. This is how he was becoming famous. So when he came, the leader of the village, people have already complained to him. So he called people, those who are against Tukaram, because there will be always somebody who is against you. It is not that everybody in this world will appreciate your good work. So there will be some people who are against. So they all came, and here this Ram Shastri comes there, and there Tukaram is invited, and he said, Tukaram, now you are in the court of this leader of this town, and there is a high seat, who is Rajamanya Brahmana is sitting here, and now we are going to judge, and we are going to give a decision on what you are doing. So he said, who gave you permission to write about God? Who gave you permission to preach? Because you are born in Shudra family, and Shudra are not supposed to. Then Tukaram said, where does in Shastra it is written that Shudra cannot preach? Where in the Shastra it is Shudra cannot preach? Nowhere it is written. In fact, the Brahmanas preach, all the scriptures are written by Shudra, according to them. We don't discriminate that. Vyasa is the son of Shudra, and Valmiki is also son of Shudra. We refer to Mahabharata and Ramayana. So though both the writers are Shudra, and Brahmanas are preaching. So where is it is said that Shudra cannot speak? That means you cannot read Vedas, because written by Vyasadeva, who is a Shudra by birth. By his activities he is Brahmana. So in this way, Tukaram said, who said? So he had no answer. I said, he caught him right there. And then he said, but still, you are born, you have not taken any education, you have not gone to any Brahmana and learned. Then Tukaram, he becomes very humble. And then the Pandit, Brahmana, he says, you need to stop preaching. You need to stop preaching. So Tukaram becomes very humble. He takes it as God's desire, Krishna's desire. So because Krishna speaks through the mouth of Brahmana. So that is how Tukaram took it. He is speaking from the mouth of Brahmana. He don't want me to write this Abhangas. And he says, okay, you are Bhudevata. You are considered to be the demigod on the planet of Earth. Brahmanas are Bhudevatas. So he said, okay, I will stop writing. Then all these envious people, they start saying, but what about, already he has written. What about already poems he has written? What about that? Then that Pandit says that, okay, now whatever you have written, bring it together, tie it in one cloth, put a big stone on it, and tie it and throw it in the river. Throw it in the river. That is the punishment. So Tukaram is so humble, So he goes home, he takes all his abhangas, puts it a big stone on it and tie with a cloth, and he just takes it and he goes into the river and he throws into the river. Now Tukaram is, all the Brahmanas are happy, all the people are sad because, there is no guide now. There is a very simple saint living in the house, and he's not going to preach, and he's not going to write anything to guide us. So the whole village was sad, These Brahmanas were happy, but the whole villagers, all the people of those who were chanting holy name, they were all sad. So Tukaram, as he threw the abhangas in the river, which is called Ananda Doha, it is still there. So then he came and sat outside on a stone. He decided, Krishna, you didn't like my seva. I was trying to glorify you. Maybe I was doing mistake. Maybe I was not qualified. So through the hands of Brahmana, you drowned my abhangas, you drowned my poems. Now, till you reveal me next, I am just going to sit here and fast until death. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I was preaching your glories, I was preaching the holy name, and you didn't like it, and Brahmana, he told me that I should stop. So I take it as a sign from that you are not pleased with me. So he just humbly, he sat and he was just chanting Hare Krishna. And 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, like 7 days, he didn't eat anything, he didn't sleep, he didn't drink even water. He was fasting. And he was just meditating on Krishna. And he was just chanting the name of Krishna. And after that, people were criticizing him. That, see, this is how he, drowned his samsar, because he was not giving any attention to his wife and children. He drowned his samsar, his own family. And now he has drowned his adhyatma also, in the form of abhangas. So people were criticizing like that. So he didn't mind because it was his criticism. Then he said, some people started criticizing. If there is God, why God will do this thing to his devotee? Now all these Gnostic people, those who are not believers, they started criticizing. And Tukaram could not tolerate that. He said, if people criticize me, I'll take it. But I don't want, Krishna, you to be criticized. So do something. No, they were criticizing me till now. I agreed, okay, I'm not qualified. I am not, able to do proper seva. I took that criticism and he was okay. He became very humble. But when people started saying, what God is doing, where is the God, what he is doing? Right? So then Tukaram became really upset. He said, Krishna, he said, if I am blamed, I'll take it. But if you are blamed, I'm not going to keep quiet. So he started praying, Krishna, do something. It is not for my glory, but it is your glories are spreading. And now you are criticized. How I can tolerate that? First thing, I am stopped. I cannot preach about you. Now I have to hear criticism about you. So it is not possible. So you do something. So like that he is praying to Krishna, and after 13 days, he is still fasting. He didn't eat anything, he didn't sleep, didn't drink water, just absorbed in chanting the holy name and praying to Krishna. So after 13 days, the Krishna comes, he appears in a dream of a Brahmanas there, and he says, next day when you go to the river, the Chandrabhaga river, Indrayani river, she came up with all the abhangas. She came up with all the abhangas, the river personified Indrayani. And it spread on the water. They were floating on the water. Now it is not like today's page, if you take any page today and throw it in the water, it will come and not a single letter will be lost. Today it is printed with on the ink. Even after 1 month, the book will be like that. It will be little soaked or little damaged, but the words will be able to see. But Tukaram Abhangas, they were written by ink on the leaf. So the leaf is, dissolves in water, and the ink it just washes away. So, but after 13 days, even though these Abhangas were drowned and they had put a big stone so that to make it sure that they will go down to the bottom of the river. So, in spite of that, all these Abhanga came up and all these pages were drowning on they were floating on the river. So, everyone was surprised. Everyone was surprised. And Tukaram and all his followers, they went and collected. And this is how this whole Abhangas came out. So even today, if you go to Dehu, these Abhangas are kept, you can see. So these Abhangas came up. Now Tukaram, this Shastri, the Pandit who criticized and who punished him, so Tukaram was very concerned. This Brahmana told me to throw away all the Abhangas. So now these Abhangas have come up, and this news goes to that Brahmana, and he also is surprised. But at that time, he was suffering, because Vaishnavas, when they are troubled, when they are criticized, they can tolerate, they are tolerant, but Krishna cannot tolerate. So because he criticized Vaishnava Tukaram, because he criticized a devotee, Krishna didn't tolerate. So this Rama Shastri was flipping like a fish out of water, and he was suffering, he was suffering. And so all his devotees, they were trying to put ice on him, cold water, so that he was so much hot and so much boils had come on his body. And he was, he didn't die and he couldn't leave. He was in between. He was so much suffering. So Tukaram, he came to know. So he went to meet him, and then he became his disciple. Now, Tukaram Maharaj now is becoming very famous everywhere. And at that time, Shivaji Maharaj was ruling in that area. You heard the name of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj? He's famous all over, correct? So he was ruling the king, and he was staying at that time near Dehu in Pune. There is a fort called Kondana. So he was staying on Kondana fort. And from there, he could see a long distance on the confluence of Mula and Muta, which is in Pandharpur. There is a big pandal is there. And at that time, in the night, if you have something, and all the torches are burning, and only two things, there is some big program going on, or some enemy is ready to attack, because he saw it from long distance. So Shivaji Maharaj, he called his Prime Minister, Dadoji Kondev, and he said, what is going on, all these things are there, why there is a light, so many torch lights are there, and what is that big pandal for? And it's there for like 2-3 days, what is going on? Then they sent some spy, and they try to find out. And then the spy comes and tells them that this is a Tukaram. Tukaram is doing katha. And everyone, all these hundreds and thousands of people from all over have come to listen to his Harikatha. Then Shivaji Maharaj gets very excited. Oh, such a great saint, for whom Krishna brought his Abhangas out from the water. He is in my kingdom. So he's so happy. So he said, we should welcome him, we should honor him, we should glorify him. So he sends his secretary and some of his, counselors with some gifts like gold and silken cloth and white elephant and chhatri and like an umbrella. So umbrella is not like you go in the Walmart and buy, and that's not the umbrella. Umbrella means chhatri. It is called, in Sanskrit, it's called chhatri. Chhatri means the chhatra, the protection. So even on Krishna you see this umbrella, correct? Or even sannyasis, sometimes they are taken under umbrella. So what does it, even king is taken under umbrella. Chhatra means it is Krishna's protection. One who has Krishna's protection, that is Chhatra. So even Krishna has it on him also, because devotee put that honor, because you give everyone Chhatra, so we will give you also Chhatra. We will also, because Krishna is depending on his devotees. Right? Krishna is depending on his devotees, so he accepts. So that is Chhatra. Chhatra means a sign of honor. So they send one umbrella, Chhatri, and all these gifts, the Tukaram is there. Now the Katha is over. Now he's back in his home in Dehu. So there, this Shivaji Maharaja's representatives, they have come, and there they offer this to Tukaram. Now Tukaram is sitting, he's very simple. His house is already dilapidated or it's broken, but he's sitting outside on the veranda. So he's sitting there and chanting, and he sees that, the Sainiks, all the soldiers of Shivaji Maharaj have come, and they came with a big gift of a golden plate with all the jewels and silken clothes and everything. So they offer him to Tukaram. They give it to Tukaram. And Tukaram says, what am I going to do with this? What am I going to do with this? I am completely satisfied by chanting holy name. And that is the richness I have. There is nothing, opulent than the holy name. So this is useless for me. What you can take it back. This is like you are making me attracted to the stool. Because it looks yellow, it is not gold. So that's why he said these things, gold and silk and all this silver and jewels, it doesn't attract me. You take it back, and tell your king that your honor is okay, but I'm not attracted by these things. So he sends it back. Now king is also humble. He didn't say, what kind of arrogant sadhu is this? What does he think himself? Suppose if Joe Biden sends something to some saintly person, if you don't take it, what Joe Biden will think? What this guy thinks of himself, I'm a president, this guy thinks I'm sending him a gift and he's rejecting it, right? So what kind of person is he? Who is he? He'll become angry. But Shivaji Maharaj didn't become angry. He thought, maybe he is great, he is a sadhu. I am supposed to go to him and bow down to him. Because my servants went, he didn't accept him. So I will go personally and I will give these gifts to him. And then he will accept probably. So Shivaji Maharaj, he takes some of his assistants with him, and he comes to Dehu. And he offers the same thing. He's offering golden plates with all the opulent, jewelry and silken clothes and garlands and everything. So Tukaram Maharaj, he takes this opportunity, and he tells Shivaji, he said, if you want me to be pleased, it is the duty of Grihasthas to please a sadhu, So today's sadhus are very difficult to please, But actually, sadhu means he don't want anything. That's why it is very easy to please sadhu. He don't want anything. So Tukaram was that kind of sadhu. He don't want anything. So how you can please someone who don't want anything? So he said, Amhi tede sukhi. If you want me to please, you chant Mana Vitthal Vitthal Mukhi. You chant the name of Krishna. That will make me happy. And that is real sadhu. Real sadhu is interested in making people chant Hare Krishna. Real sadhu, a pure devotee, what is his message? He's just simply happy by seeing everyone chanting Hare Krishna. That is his happiness. He's not interested in anything else. All your material thing doesn't attract him, because he knows that is Krishna's opulence, that is not our opulence. I may think it is my opulence because I have a big house, big car, big jewelry, a big degree, big money coming. So I may think it is my opulence, but saintly people don't think like that. They know that is Krishna's happy life. Somehow you are a manager. And that's why they come to remind us. Use this in Krishna's service. And that is real devotee. That's a pure devotee. That's a sadhu. So Vithala, Tukaram is like that. Now he is telling to Shivaji, if you want to please me, amhi tene sukhi. If you want to make me happy, mana Vithala Vithala mukhi. You chant the name of Krishna. That only can please me. So that's how Prabhupada did, right? He went all over the world and spread the holy name. That is what pure devotee is. He's happy to see people chanting. He said, Aratari Vitta, all these, the money you are offering me, gold you are offering me, he said, Go Mausa Samana. They are like me, like a flesh or beef like me. Means I don't want to even look at it. The next two lines are important because these two lines teaches us what's religion and what sadhu expects from normal people like us. And he says, Kanthi mirva tulshi, vratakara ekadashi, manava vithobache dasa, tuka mhane amma hechi asa. I will explain these two lines. So he says, Kanthi mirva tulshi, wear kanthi mala in your neck. He is telling to Shivaji Maharaj. Just suppose one ISKCON preacher goes to Joe Biden and he says, wear kanthi mala, First thing, he will not be there, right? Now he is telling Shivaji Maharaj, wear kanthi mala. Can you imagine how much faith he has in God? Now he is not afraid that what he will think. He said, wear kanthi mala. Now what is wearing kanthi mala? In India, you get that for 20, 50 rupees. I don't know how much it is here, maybe $5. So it's just a piece of wood. What is there? Anybody can wear this. And sometimes people in America, they wear it. Sometimes when we are traveling in the flight, even the air hostess, oh, I like your beads, neck beads. They also say like that. Where did you get that? So people like these neck beads as kind of a decoration, correct? So sometime in America also they wear these beads. What does it mean? What is these beads are? Kanthi mirva tulsi. So these beads means the person who has dedicated his life for following the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, following the teachings of Krishna. He accepted himself to be a servant of the servant of the servant and follow whatever he says. That is why it is Tulsi Mala. Why? Because Tulsi is always at the feet of Krishna. Tulsi is always at the feet of Krishna. So that Tulsi, who is always at the feet of Krishna, we wear it around our leg, around our neck, to remind ourselves, I am a servant of Krishna. What does it mean? I am not servant of these senses. I am not servant of these senses. I am servant of Krishna. And these senses are engaged in his service like Tulsi. And that is the meaning of Kanthi Mala. He's a Vaishnava, normally he wears that Kanthi Mala. Prabhupada used to tell a very simple analogy, just like a street dog and a pet dog. Street dog doesn't have any belt. So anybody can beat him, kick him, sometimes they shoot him, municipality, they give him poison and kill him. But pet dog has a belt, right? Pet dog has a belt. So they don't touch him because they know that this, even though he's on the street, somebody is his owner. Somebody owns him, and he is he is under somebody's care. So this is, Prabhupada says, we are dogs in the house of Krishna. And Tukaram Maharaj says the exact same thing. Deva gharache shwana ami bhunkuto harinam. He says that we are the servants, we are the dogs from the house of God. And what do? We bark holy name. Whenever we speak holy name. Deva gharache shwana ami bhunkuto harinam. So this is how whoever wears this Kanthi Mala, he is Vaishnava. He is a devotee of Vishnu. He is a devotee of Krishna. And what he is supposed to do? He is supposed to please Krishna. He is supposed to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The way Krishna has explained how to please him in Bhagavad Gita. So that is the meaning of Kantimala. It is not just a piece of wood. So this is a sign that I want to be a devotee, I want to be submissive to the Lord, I want to serve the Lord, I want to listen to the Lord, because till now I have listened to the senses and they have given me trouble, they are giving me body again and again and again and again. Now one body, I had so many bodies, 8,400,000 bodies I had. I'm not happy. Let give me this one body to Krishna. 8,400,000 species or different bodies I enjoyed. What did I get? Nothing. Nothing. I get birth, old age, disease and death. So this one body, let me offer to Krishna. And that is the sign. This body is offered to Krishna. One time Srila Prabhupada was in Mayapur and His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj was massaging him. He said, please give one life to Krishna. One life. So many lives you try to enjoy it. What did you get? Birth, old age, disease and death again and again and again and again. One life give to Krishna and you will be freed from all the miseries. You will be eternally happy. You are looking for happiness, there is a happiness. Give one life to Krishna. So this means one who has given his life to Krishna. So that is what wearing Kantimala means. So Tukaram is telling Shivaji, so Kanthi Mirva Tulsi Vrata Kara Ekadashi. Always follow Ekadashi. So what is Ekadashi means? People think Ekadashi is Upavasa. Upavasa, Upa means to sit, Vas means near. No, sometimes people do sit near what? TV. They are doing Upavas, they drink tea and sit in front of TV watching whatever they want. Oh, today my Upavas. What are you doing? Upavas means to sit near whom? Krishna. So Upavas means to increase our chanting, to increase our hearing, to read Katha, to read, chant Krishna's name and serve Krishna more and more and more, and less bodily things. You fast completely. You don't even have to eat anything. Today science is also saying like that. Once in a 14 days, you should completely fast 48 hours. So all these things which are based on dharma are scientific. But we don't have to wait for science to grant them. We already have heard it from acharyas and we practice it. We don't want science to prove it. We already know. It is said in Bhagavad Gita, it is said in Bhagavatam. That means we have to do that. So, Vratakara Ekadashi. So, Ekadashi, at least don't eat grains, if you can live on fruits, for something like that. So, but more important is, it is not what you eat, it is what you do that day. Vratakara Ekadashi, 24 hours. You do Harikatha, Harikirtan, try to come close to Krishna. That is what Ekadashi means, Vratakara Ekadashi. So then it says, Manava Vithobache Dasa. Understand you are not the king. Understand, call yourself as a servant of Krishna. Call yourself as a servant of Krishna. Manava Vithobache Dasa. So call yourself as a servant of Krishna. So no matter what responsibility we have in the society, but we have to understand, we have to perform that as a servant of Krishna, under the protection of Krishna, under the protection and guidance of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and the saintly people, those who follow these two, Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavat, in their life. So under their guidance, to please Krishna, we have to work. So our work becomes worship when we do it for Krishna. Otherwise people think work is worship. If you do for yourself, it is not worship. That will send you to the hell. But work done for Krishna becomes worship. Otherwise, we are again creating the same chain of birth, old age, disease and death. Again, we are creating the chain of suffering. So, whatever we are doing, now he is a king, so he is telling him, be a king, no problem, but be a servant of Krishna. That is the most important thing. And therefore, Shivaji Maharaj, those who are Maharashtrians, they know it's very famous that, He Rajya Bhave Hetu Srinchi Icha. He said, this Hinduvi Swarajya, or I'm trying to make all my Hindus free, all the people of India free. It is a desire of Krishna. Why? Because this culture, if it is saved in India, the whole world will be practicing it. Like Srila Prabhupada, one Indian Hindu, old man, comes to America and he preaches this all over the world. Just imagine if 140 crores of Indians, Hindus, if they follow Bhagavad Gita, what will happen to the whole world? Can you imagine? One Indian Swami, 80-year-old, comes and takes over all the world. And just imagine if all Indians, all Hindus, if they follow their own culture of Bhagavad Gita, how much they will be happy and the whole world will be happy. But unfortunately, they are following the world. They are supposed to lead the world. Unfortunately, they are following the world. So this is the chance given to us by Srila Prabhupada. So Tukaram also was the same thing. He's preaching to the king. No, he's preaching to the king. Become a servant of Krishna. And you can see his whole kingdom, whatever he did, he was protecting a Vedic Dharma. He was protecting the temples. He was protecting the sadhus. He was protecting the brahmanas who are preaching this religion. So, this is what he told Shivaji. Now you become a servant of Krishna. And then he said, Tukamane hichi asa, this is my desire. So this is the desire of a Vaishnava. This is the desire of a pure devotee. He don't expect anything. He just wants us to be satisfied in whatever Krishna has given, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Become a servant of Krishna. Do whatever work you have to do. If you're a student, businessman, engineer, doctor, doesn't matter. But spend some time in understanding Krishna and chanting holy name and eat prasad. Such a simple thing. So Tukaram says this to Shivaji Maharaj. Now Shivaji Maharaj, after hearing this philosophy just once, he becomes completely detached and he gives up his own kingdom. He sends it crown with his servants, Pradhan Mantri, Mukhya Mantri. He sent this. He said, go and tell my mother that Shivaji has joined ISKCON, Shivaji has become, a devotee of Krishna. He joined ISKCON. Now he takes that crown and all these, they also are surprised, We didn't know that Tukaram Maharaj is such an influential preacher. So they take this crown and go and tell Jizao, who is in Kondana, in the fort, and she is like worried mother. She is a worried mother. She says, what my son has done. No, I taught him from the very childhood, from the age of 9. He is conquering the forts and he is fighting with the enemies. And just now we got a little sign that the Bhagavad Dharma, the Vedic Dharma will be protected. All the Islamic invasion, he's about to stop. And now he joins Hare Krishna. What to happen? What's going to happen? So she is concerned, not like today's mother, Today's mother also, they also concerned. I made him engineer, I made him doctor, now he's a brahmachari and he's gone, So it is not like that. She had a good intention. She had a good intention. What? Because she was making him ready to be a king to protect the religion, to protect the temples, to protect the religion, protect the people, those who are practicing the religion. Her motivation was not at all selfish. She was completely doing the same thing. So she starts crying and she comes to Tukaram and she begs at his feet. I have made Shivaji, I have trained him, teaching him the same thing you are teaching, Mahabharata, Ramayana, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. This is what I have taught him. And this is what he's practicing just now. He's just 18-year-old boy, he just married. And you are asking him to become a brahmachari, he take his sannyas. Tukaram says, I didn't say anything. I just told him what is dharma, and how he should practice, He said, but I want Shivaji back. I want him to make him a king. Tukaram also, yes, he said, that is my desire also, But he is so impressed with the Krishna consciousness, he wants to surrender his life. So they talk and Jizao says, okay, do something. So Tukaram Maharaj says, okay, I'll do something. So he said, where is he now? He said, he's gone to the forest to chant Hare Krishna. He just took a bead bag and he's gone to some hill to simply meditate there. And just imagine king, Can you imagine Biden going to a hill and chanting Hare Krishna? Something like that happening here, Not an easy big king at that time. So he went to the, he said he comes in the evening. He comes in the evening and attends my pravachan. So he's there, he's giving his Tukaram in the evening. 10,000 people are there. they're all hearing Harikatha, and Shivaji comes and sits there. And seeing the desire of Jijao and seeing the need of the hour at that time, yes, we need a king. Just like we need a Brahmana preacher to spread the religion. So we need a Kshatriya who is a king, who is also a devotee. So nothing wrong being a Kshatriya, if you are a devotee of Krishna, to protect the religion. You need to be like that. And Shivaji was already doing that. He was protecting the temples and the Brahmanas and the sadhus and the culture, and he was practicing. So he told this, he took this verse from Bhagavad Gita, Chaturvarne Maya Srishta Guna Karna Vibhagasha. So Tukaram was giving pravachan on that. So how these four varnas, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, all these four varnas, they are meant for one purpose only. Sonusitashta dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam. No, purpose of all these ashrams and all these varnas is samsiddhir haritoshanam, perfection of that samsiddhi haritoshanam, to please the Lord. So this is the reason you should do your duty. And then he says, Amita upadesha karava, apana kshatra dharma sambhalava. He says, I am acting like a Brahmana, even though he was born in Shudra family. But he said, I am acting like a Brahmana. Amita upadesha karava, apana kshatra dharma sambhalava. He said, you are a Kshatriya, so you are supposed to protect Brahmanas, cows and temples and this culture, Vedic culture, which is based on God consciousness, Krishna consciousness. And in this way, she told Shivaji, and Shivaji understood, he came for a guidance, and then his mother was happy, and Shivaji Maharaj went back, and then he became a great king. So this is the glory of Tukaram, and this is how even from Brahmanas to the king, he did preaching. So this whole movement is preaching movement. It is not just come here, sit here, eat prasad, dance and go. Everyone is a preacher. Everyone is a preacher. So we should try to learn from all these acharyas. Because of them, because they preached, because they wrote books, because they built temples, because they continued this wonderful Vaishnava theology, wonderful Vaishnava culture. That's why we are getting it. So it is our duty to give it to our relatives and friends and common people. So ISKCON, just imagine Srila Prabhupada, one old man goes all over the world and he preaches. So little insignificant way we should try to do wherever we are. Jare deko tare kaho Krishna Upadesh. That is the life of all the acharyas. And that was the life of Santa Tukaram. So I'll stop here because time is running out. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you. Question answer आएगा? Question answer after. Later time.
Hare Krishna. Let's give another round of applause to Vrindavan. It is so wonderful to hear about the glories of the Vaishnava Acharyas and so much we can learn from their life and how we can help improve our life by hearing more about them. So thank you so much, Prabhu. I think we have time for maybe one question, comment or reflection. Would anyone have a question, comment or reflection?
First I would like to have comment and reflection. If that is not there, then question. Hare Krishna.
Any questions, devotees? Comments or reflections? We are all still transported. Are we at the feet of Vittalji?
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Yes, Sakshangan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you so much for very wonderful discussion about Sant Tukaram and Shivaji Maharaj. This brings the memory. I grew up in Mumbai studying in history. We studied about Shivaji Maharaj and Tukaram Maharaj.
Okay.
So that was very refreshing. For a long time I'm hearing about Tukaram Maharaj.
Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Okay. Again, thank you so much, Vrindavan Prabhu, for coming here to ISKCONofRoundRock, for encouraging us to study more about Vaishnavacharyas, for also establishing what is the principle of having a temple here. We're a new temple and we seek blessings from great acharyas like yourself to help us grow. And by reinforcing that the purpose of the temple here is for education and for sharing the importance of Krishna. So let's have another round of applause for Vrindavan Prabhu. The next part of the program is Aarti. We request everyone to please rise. You can put your mats on the side and you can come closer to the altar for Aarti. Hare Krishna.
grace. Abhay Charnar in the Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Jayo Vishnupada Paramahamsa Parivrajaka Ashtotar Sadasri Srimati Divine Grace. Ila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki. Shri Sri Brahma Matra Gauriya Guru Shishya Parampara ki. Ramacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki. Prem Sindhu Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki. Shri Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shyam Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan ki. Vrindavan Dham ki. Mathura Dham ki. Purushottam Kshetra Jagannath Puri Dham ki. Mayapur Navadvip Dham ki. Ganga Maya Jamuna Maya ki. Tulsi Devi Bhakti Devi ki. Golo Kira Prem Madan Harinam Sankirtan ki. Srila Prabhupada Transcendental Book Distribution ki. Jai Gaura Premanande. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga.
Now